Hi everyone and welcome to Sabonis. Today I'm going to show you how to make a classic Italian dish, lasagna bolognese. But first, let's talk about the history of this dish. Lasagna bolognese has its roots in Emilia-Romagna, region of Italy, specifically in Bologna. While the concept of layered pasta goes back to ancient Rome, the modern bolognese version comes with its ragu, which is a meat stew, and bechamel sauce. Today I bring you the Nonna Saboni original version, the bolognese with an amazing twist. Alright, enough talking. Let's get started with the preparation. As always, enjoy this video and at the end I will summarize the ingredients so you can take notes. For the bolognese sauce, we'll start with a deep pot and pour in olive oil to cover the bottom and about a finger's height. We'll be browning a lot of ingredients in this same pot, so about 100 grams of olive oil should do. Medium heat as always, because we want to brown and cook the ingredients until they caramelize. Once the oil is hot, add 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of Italian sausage, which is a mix of pork and veal, and cook them for about 10 minutes until it's browned and caramelized. Bolognese sauce is all about patience. Every time we add an ingredient, we have to wait for its water evaporate and caramelize. That's how you build a powerful, unique flavor. Next, add 600 grams of red onion, diced brunoise. That's about 4 medium onions. Turn the heat up slightly. Add a little salt to help the onions release their water. And stir, making sure the onions caramelize too. Be sure to scrape the bottom of the pot to leave all the flavor from the meat stuck on the sides. While the onions cook, let's add our bouquet of aromatic herbs that was prepared in advance. How I did it? Tie together some basil stems and bay leaves. Thyme sprigs, oregano. Tie them firmly. And there you have it, our bouquet for the bolognese sauce. Once the onions are translucent, add 30 grams of minced garlic and sauté until golden. Now add 600 grams of celery, diced into small cubes. Let the flavors blend and reduce the celery's moisture. The celery should caramelize like the onion. The goal here is to gradually incorporate the flavors of the vegetables with the meat. Now, remove the bouquet. At this point, we've been cooking for about 40 minutes, so it has released all the aroma and flavor. Next, add 600 of carrot, but importantly, this carrot has been grated and then finally chopped with a knife to reach this texture. This is one of the secrets of bolognese sauce. Continue cooking, allowing the carrot's water evaporate. As the water evaporates, the ingredients shrink, concentrating the flavors of our stew. As always, remember that cooking, especially sauces, sofritos, stocks and stews, is all about time and temperature to achieve concentrate, powerful flavors. Once you notice that there's very little steam, it's time to add the first liquid, 375 milliliters of dry red wine. It's about a half a bottle. While cooking, feel free to enjoy a small glass or save it to drink with the lasagna. Remember, dry means no sweet. And what wine to use? Honestly, whichever one you like best. If it tastes good to drink, it's good to cook with. Add about 15 grams of salt at this point and a few grams of pepper. Now, the tomatoes, the signature of the Bolognese. I use 2 cans of peeled Italian tomatoes, blended into a juice for a total about 1400 milliliters of tomato juice. At this point, we've spent nearly 2 hours making the sauce. Lower the heat and let it simmer for at least 2 more hours uncovered, stirring occasionally. We want the tomato water to reduce and taste the sauce to check the salt. While this sauce is cooking, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and give me a thumbs up. This helps me keep sharing Italian and Peruvian cooking recipes and tips with you. 2 hours later, our Bolognese sauce is thick, beautifully colored, and incredibly flavorful. Overall, it's been about 4 hours of work, but I assure you, few people get to taste a sauce like this, and the time and process are justified with the first bite. Our Bolognese sauce is ready. Of course, while the Bolognese was cooking, you should have prepared the bechamel sauce and the pasta. But for the video, I prepare each step separately to show the process. Let's make the bechamel sauce. Start in a medium pot over medium heat, adding 140 grams unsalted butter. Very important, real butter, no margarine or substitutes. The behavior and flavor of real butter in cooking is completely different because the animal fat. Once the butter melts, add 140 grams all-purpose flour. Whisk together until it looks like moist, creamy sand. Take time to cook the flour in the butter so it doesn't taste raw. Add 5 grams nutmeg. Continue cooking and then gradually add 2 liters of fresh cold milk, stirring constantly. Cold milk is the key. The temperature shocks prevent lumps. Keep stirring until the mixture thickens, about 5 minutes. Once fully incorporated, bring to boil and check the salt. Remember, always taste. Once boiling, your bechamel is ready. Pour into a large container to cool quickly. Very important, cover it with plastic wrap directly on the surface so no skin forms. Your bechamel is ready. Now the pasta, my favorite part. It's simple and traditional, and one of the most fun parts as a kid in the kitchen. Use 400 grams of double zero flour, very fine. The formula says, for every 100 grams of flour, you need 0.5 grams salt and 60 grams egg. So for these 400 grams of flour that I'm using, I need 2 grams of salt and 240 grams of egg. That's about 4 eggs. Mix by hand or with a mixer. Once combined, transfer to a board. It will be sticky, but just knead lightly to make it smooth and uniform. Don't add extra flour yet. Every time you add flour, you make your dough heavy. Knead gently for 10 minutes. Press and fold. Press and fold. Press and fold. When smooth, cover tightly with the plastic wrap and let it rest for 20 minutes at room temperature. Use a pasta roller to make sheets. Cut the dough into 4 pieces and shape each into a rectangle. While working with one piece, keep the others wrapped to prevent drying out. Use a rolling pin to flatten it. And then start with a roller, speed 1, and setting number 8. After that, gradually reduce settings until the number 3, which is a perfect lasagna thickness. Sprinkle semolina to prevent sticking. Measure your pan. Mine is 9 by 13 inches. So, cut the pasta to fit. After all the pasta sheets are done, cook fresh egg pasta in boiling salted water for 2 minutes. Then chuck in ice water. Cook one sheet at a time to prevent tearing. Now let's assemble the lasagna. I have a 9 by 13 inch pan, bolognese, bechamel, fresh mozzarella, and 200 grams of Parmesan cheese. First, spread sauce so the pasta doesn't stick. Tradition varies. Some people start with ragu, others with bechamel. I use both. Then put your first layer of pasta. After that, bolognese sauce, then the bechamel sauce, and finally mozzarella. Repeat 4 times. Fill gaps if needed to avoid lasagna sinks. To cut the pasta, cover up with little layers, filling gaps, etc., etc., etc. is perfectly fine. Our final layer is a pasta, bolognese, bechamel, fully covered, and Parmesan cheese. Now, bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour uncovered. When it's ready, let rest 30 minutes before slicing. It's too hot and fluffy now. After 30 minutes resting, portion it, plate it, and garnish with a basil leaf. Check it out, this 5-layer beautiful bolognese lasagna. Ready our lasagna bolognese. Time to taste. Delicious. Okay, let's check the ingredients. For the bolognese, olive oil, 1 pound ground beef, 1 pound Italian sausage meat, 600 grams red onion, 600 grams celery, 600 grams carrot, 30 grams garlic, 375 milliliters dried red wine, 1400 milliliters peeled tomatoes, a bouquet of basil, thyme, oregano, and bay leaves, salt and pepper to taste. For the bechamel, 100 grams unsalted butter, 100 grams all-purpose flour, 2 liters of fresh milk, 5 grams nutmeg, salt and pepper to taste. For the pasta, 400 grams double zero flour, 2 grams salt, 240 grams eggs. For lasagna, bolognese sauce, bechamel sauce, 400 grams shredded mozzarella, 200 grams Parmesan cheese, and pasta sheets. For garnish, basil leaves. For a simple version at home, cook some ground beef, add a jar of bolognese, make fresh bechamel because they don't sell it at stores, and use ready-made pasta or uncooked lasagna sheets. In that case, be generous with the sauce, the juices will cook the pasta, bake for 1 hour, and you'll have a delicious quick lasagna. Not quite the showstopper like this one, but it will be amazing. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and that you try it at home. Do not forget to leave your comments to know how this recipe turns out. Let me know your questions, or if you have any special recipe that you want me to make here for you. And see you next video, and remember what Nonna Savoni always said: eating together at the table creates memories that fit your soul. Arrivederci!